back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 6 easy to care for plants that are also pet safe. Now before we get started, I do want to say these are not the only pet safe plants, obviously, because it's only 6, but these are some that I own that are also pretty easy to take care of. So if you're a new plant parent and also a cat or dog parent, these will do great. First up, we have the fern, but more specifically the lemon button fern. Some ferns aren't pet safe, but this one is. And this one is also one of the easiest ferns for you to take care of. This fern likes medium indirect light and also can use a good watering every couple of days. Since this plant is pet safe, you can set it in a lower light area, maybe on a coffee table or something, and it won't hurt anybody. These ferns are great because during their growing season, they actually kind of smell like lemon. Like, I can smell the citrus a little bit right now, and it's really cool. They also will burn if you put them in brighter light, so pull it back a little bit from the window and it'll grow great. Up next, we have air plants. From what I could find, all air plants are pet safe. Just because there's a lot of different types, just general air plants are safe for your pets. Which is good because since they don't go in a pot and you like to, hang them on the wall or something, it can be really enticing for cats. These usually need to be watered about once a week to every 10 days. To water them, you just fill up a container with water, let them soak for about 5 to 10 minutes. Take them out, let them dry upside down or on their side so that none of the water gets all over the roots. And these plants will tell you when they need to be watered, like mine. She's getting a little bit crispy, so it's probably time to water her soon. They like bright indirect light and can withstand almost anywhere as long as there is sun, just because these plants are so hardy. Alright, my next plant is the polka dot plant. Please excuse how she looks. She just went through her flowering stage, which unfortunately means that she's going to be going dormant soon, so I did take some cuttings from her to hopefully make another one, but she's not looking the best right now. So this is the polka dot plant. She's quite crispy and honestly kind of dying. Her top leaves are doing really well, it's just all of these bottom ones. A lot of these were dead when I got her, and she's still putting out new leaves, so I don't know why it looks like that. But on the safe side, I grabbed a couple cuttings. I really like how pink it is, so if I can't, I just crushed one. If I can't revive her, at least I'll have another one. These plants are great to add a little bit of pop of color to your rather green space. And they're super easy to take care of. Just water them every 7 days or when the soil is kind of dry. Don't be like me and let it all die. And these need to be pruned so that they keep their bushy look. So soon they'll get really leggy and you just cut them back. And then they look like a little bush again, which is super cute. And like I said before, these plants flower. And what that means is that they're kind of nearing the end of their life cycle. They'll go dormant or they'll just completely die. They also enjoy higher humidity, so I have them with all of my other high humidity plants. The fern and the air plant do enjoy a bit more humidity, but not as much as some of my tropical plants. So I keep my polka dot plant over there with them, a couple feet away from the window, and it seems to be doing fine, other than the bottom leaves. Next up, we have the Hoya Compacta. This is a succulent type plant, and this plant is really easy to care for just because the leaves are, succulents. So when they start to wrinkle up is when you can tell that it needs water. And it's like the easiest sign ever. Because the leaves don't droop or anything, they actually just shrivel up and it doesn't look very good. So it's kind of like your reminder, oh, I need to water. It kind of looks ugly let me fix that. These plants are also trailing plants, and they'll vine down as it gets bigger. So you can't hang it up, but since they look like a toy, especially when they're hanging, these plants are still okay to be around your pets. I would say this plant would need water about every 10 days. Again, it's better to underwater a little bit and see kind of shriveling rather than to overwater and get root rot. So about every 10 days. These plants also enjoy high humidity and they like bright indirect light as well. I have about all of them this far away from the window, I'd say maybe 3 feet, and they seem to be doing great there. Next up on the list is another succulent plant. This is the Pepperomia Frost, but I do believe almost all Pepperomia types are pet safe. And just like the Hoya, these ones have leaves that carry water in them, so when the leaves get frail and small, like you can see mine are really tiny right now, it could use a good drink. They also have these little flower things on them. They don't bloom, they just look like this, and I think it adds a bit of character to the plant. I really wanted the watermelon peperomia, but I found this one, and honestly the white little frosty tinge the leaves have is just super beautiful, especially in the light. It looks so cool, and they're really easy to take care of. So not only will they not harm your pets, they won't hurt your heart and die on you. I'm looking at you, Alocasia. So yeah, these ones are really easy to tell when they need water. Again, like high humidity if you can offer it. If not, these plants won't be too harmed. They're pretty hardy. And just look at those weird flowers. Like, I think they look so cool. Like, they add so much to the plant. All right, last up on my list is one of my favorites. Unfortunately, she looks pretty sad, and that is because this is her nursery pot, and as you can tell, she's really root bound in there. So I'm actually going today to get her a new pot. Hopefully it'll perk right back up. Usually the leaves are a bit more up than this. She just looks super sad. Like, this one's curling over because she can't hold a lot of water in the soil, but still pushing out new growth, so there's something. These plants are so pretty. They're also known as the UFO plant or the coin plant, just because of the way that the leaves are shaped and how they look. Here's a good example of one that's not too sad looking. And these are also pet safe. There is a legend, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily call it a myth, but there's a legend that these plants can help predict like money endeavors. That's why it's called the Chinese money plant. So pretty much when it's drooping down, money's gonna be kind of scarce for you. And then when it's up and like lively looking, then you might come across some wealth. Is this true? I don't know, because she's not looking too great. So hopefully I don't go bankrupt or something, but there's a little fun fact about it. Now, there are some plants that do enjoy being root bound, and I wouldn't necessarily repot them right away, but unfortunately the money plant is not one of them, so she needs a new pot soon. They like a good drink every 7 to 10 days, and they also enjoy humidity. And I do need to wipe off her leaves, but this plant is super easy to clean just because the leaves get so big and they're very prominent. But I should say, remember to do that with all of your plants, just so it helps them be able to photosynthesize and be as green as they can be. I have this plant over here kind of in a corner, kind of stacked away with all of the other ones, so it doesn't get super bright light, which is okay because the leaves are very delicate and will burn easy. You can see when I bought it, I think it was too close to a window and kind of got a little sunburn, but it's okay. I would like to note, if you are very serious about only owning pet safe plants, do a lot of research, look at a lot of different forums or websites to make sure that that is actually a pet safe plant. There are some nurseries that have an entire section dedicated to just pet safe, and you can also ask someone that works there just to really double check. I personally do own plants that are not pet safe, and my cats don't really seem to have an issue with biting them unless they're like near it. Like they really like my Chinese money plant because it's long and it's dangly. But my other plants that aren't pet safe, I just keep further away. I have a pothos hanging up here, and those are not pet safe, but I know that there is no possible way that they can reach it. I also own a peace lily, which are known to be toxic to cats, but that is also put up high enough to where they can't jump up there and they can't reach it from the ground. So if you do own plants that aren't safe for your animals, that is okay. Don't feel bad about it. Just be very conscientious about where you put it so that nothing happens and you can have both. It's all about balance. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this video was helpful and informative when you go out and look for your next plant friend. I'll see you guys next week.